I'm guessing you don't remember who I am. And if you do, you must have a good memory because it's been a good 2 months since my last upload on the channel. Welcome back to OmathaCraft, and here is a quick recap. Episode 1, we're trapped in the Nether by a past version of ourselves. Don't ask, it's complicated. Episode 2, we build a pathway and a gold farm to get plenty and plenty of gold. Episode 3, we meet with Barry and Rover and then bring some villagers over from the overworld. Episode 4, capitalism. Episode 5, we go mining for netherite and build a custom iron farm. And finally, episode 6, we break some bedrock and build an autocrafter for our zillions and zillions of gold. So welcome back, and now hopefully you're up to speed with all the events of the season so far. Or at least the season from my perspective. Since this season has been going on for longer than I've been here, and there's been plenty of events going on from all of the other players, so I do encourage you to check them out down in the description. But for now, we're getting back to our perspective to see what we can do in today's episode. You may notice, firstly, that we've actually got in a bunch of villagers. In the last episode, we'd only gathered 2 of these, and I bred them up and populated all of these workstations. So now we've got a bunch of clerics here, which you can trade in rotten flesh. Up here, we've got our lamp system with all of the rotten flesh. So let's give a demonstration just in a second of me trading away with all of these villagers. And I've also installed one over here, and this guy is the butcher, and that allows us to get cooked pork chops, so we've basically got an infinite food supply. So emptying up our inventory allows us to trade with the villagers with much more ease. We just head to one of these sections where the lamps are full, and we can grab a full double chest of rotten flesh in our inventory. And then we can trade with these villagers just like so and gather up a bunch of emeralds. And then we can just do this again on the next guy, and on the next guy, and on the next guy. Now all of this flesh is from the gold farm up above, which I have been AFKing at religiously for the past week since I've been back on the server. And this allows us to get a bunch of rotten flesh, which is stored down in the storage system down at the bottom. We also have a gold autocrafter, which we built in the previous episode, which I may give you another demonstration of in a minute. For now though, I'm going to head down to the bottom to see how many emeralds I can accumulate just for fun. So let's trade once again with these guys. Obviously we've already traded with the first few. We've got 2 sides of these guys, and once we trade with them enough, we'll actually unlock all their trades again for the second time in this day, because they've got workstations in front of them. So after trading away almost all of my rotten flesh to the villagers, I've managed to get myself this many emeralds. Just under a full inventory's worth. We're only missing just over 4 stacks of emeralds, and we have a full inventory. So this is a lot of emeralds, and I'm going to now craft these up into emerald blocks so that we can transport them around more easily. These emeralds are going to come in very handy a lot later in this episode. But for now, we're just going to stash them away in this chest here with all these heads that I've got from AFKing at the farm. This is insane. Look at all those zombified piglin heads. But anyway, now I thought I'd just give you a quick tour around the rest of this storage system, which I built up between the episodes. So over here, I've built just some extra chests for storage, as well as another portal, which I've blocked off for now, since we're not leaving the Nether yet. And the reason we're not leaving the Nether, for those of you who don't know, is that I've challenged myself to stay in the Nether for as long as possible. But don't you worry, soon we are going to be leaving. But for now, we've got plenty more plans because we've managed to get all this infrastructure set up without leaving the Nether a single time. Over on this other side, we've got some anvils, and currently this is where my respawn anchor is. But I'm going to put a enchanting table here at some point in the future, once I go to the overworld and get myself some diamonds. The only final thing to talk about is this over here. Originally I was going to build this into a 7-segment display, as you can see, showing the percentage of gold in the autocrafter. But what I think I'm going to do now is tear out the 7-segment display and replace it with a bunch of chests. And it's done. We've got a chest over here for all of our pork chops, a chest for the lapis lazuli and the redstone, and finally a chest for the emeralds. So I've been trading in all of my emeralds to get these 3 resources. Of course, the food from the butchers over here, and then the clerics trade us the redstone dust and the lapis lazuli. But anyway, we want to get down back to the bottom now, because I do believe that we've received a gift. Here you can see, this should be good to get you started. Enjoy, Barry. So this, it looks like, is a bunch of lecterns, and in here is also a bunch of sugarcane, which is awesome. That's going to be great, because it will mean we can use librarians, which allow us access to many enchanted books. There's also a barrel here with a bunch of glass. Awesome. So next what I'm going to do is grow a bunch of carrots and feed them to our villagers up above our gold farm. This will produce babies, And we can place down workstations to trade with these guys as librarians. Once I find a trade I like, I secure it by trading with the villager, place down the bookshelves to generate more books, and buy one of the elusive books. Once we've got some mending books, we AFK at the gold farm for XP, and use the XP to add mending to all of our tools. We can then head back up to the gold farm and AFK with our tools and our armour in order to repair it up to full health. So it's a few days later now, and for good reason. I've been hard at work, for one AFKing at the gold farm, but also mining netherite, and that's allowed me to get this netherite armour. Look at that, full netherite armour, and it's also fully enchanted with all the possible enchantments. I mean, there are probably a few, like I've only got thorns on 3 of the pieces, or is it 2? Yeah, 3 of the pieces. I haven't put it on boots just to preserve durability, but I've done this using villagers. So over here, I've been breeding up more villagers than the ones over there, and if we continue through this section past our breeding villagers, we've got all these librarians with a bunch of trades, and I've got basically all of the good trades that you need for armor and stuff. Tools, obviously I haven't bothered with some of them, like the trident ones, but all the main ones are here. For example, smite, thorns, blast protection, mending, projectile protection, respiration, fortune, and breaking, sharpness, and all that jazz. So this has been really helpful in getting all these tools, and it's also allowed us to get 4 pickaxes. So these are all perfect pickaxes. A shovel, a sword, and a bow, and also a hoe, an axe, and a flint and steel. So that's all amazing stuff. And you may also notice I've got 452 levels. I'm aiming for 1,000 levels just because it's satisfying if I can get to that number. But it is taking quite a long time, and I'm very afraid that I'm going to die before that happens. You may also notice that 3 of my pickaxes are completely out of durability, and that's because I've been mining a bunch of netherite, and we're going to repair them in just a second. But first, I want to craft these 40 netherite scrap into some more netherite ingots. So if you look at the tab screen, you can see we've got 100 netherite mined, which is great. So I'm going to craft this up, and that will get us a total of 12 netherite ingots. Now, of course, we've already put some on our tools and stuff, but I'm going to use some of these to upgrade my pickaxes, I think. So using the smithing table, we're going to upgrade this pickaxe here. Oh, and it actually repairs itself when you do that. And this one here too. Nice. Now before we hop into anything proper, I think we should once again AFK at the gold farm for probably about 50th time this episode, just so we can repair up these 4 pickaxes and go for some more netherite mining. Okay, these pigmen are so loud, but anyway, I've now repaired up the 4 netherite pickaxes, and we can go back down into the mines to get some more ancient debris. So you may be wondering why I'm so intent on mining netherite, and to be honest, there's not one particular reason. I mean, for one, it's quite fun. It's also pretty valuable, so I'm sure we can get some good trades out of it with the other players. But the main reason, or at least the reason I started this, was because of a little mini game called Truth or DARROT. Whilst you watch me mine some netherite, I thought I'd explain to you briefly about the game. Now I don't know much about this Truth or DARROT game other than the fact that it's going to be a lot like Truth or Dare. The game is made by Cow, and to enter I need 2 things. Firstly my head, and secondly a diamond block. Since there aren't any diamonds in the nether, I'm going to need to provide something just as good, and I thought some netherite would do the trick. Of course I also needed to provide my head. With the deadline for the sign-ups drawing nearer, I needed some extra help. Since the sign-ups were in the overworld, I called in Pyro, who killed me for my head and took it to the sign-ups board in the overworld. Well, that was a lucrative mining session. We've managed to gather ourselves 42 additional pieces of netherite, which brings our total up to 143. So let's head over to our barrel and craft this into some more netherite ingots. Let's see, and that gives us 10 more ingots, which we can put with our other 8, which brings our total up to 18. So I did actually use 2 of them, which is why we've got less now than we had before, but that's 2 blocks, so yeah. You may also notice in my hotbar that I've actually got 500 levels now, which is halfway to our goal of 1,000, so hopefully it shouldn't be too long before we're there. Gathering magma blocks. Gathering magma blocks. Gathering magma blocks. Fire resistance potion. More magma blocks. Magma blocks. Magma blocks. Gathering up magma blocks. Magma blocks. Now why do I need so many magma blocks? Well, the answer is because I want to finish my gold farm. And you may be thinking, hold on, is the gold farm not complete? It looks it. Well, kind of. I mean, this half is done, but round this side, yeah, there's nothing. We only actually ever built half a gold farm, and this has been a project which is long overdue. So I think I'm going to do it in the form of a time lapse. We're going to build out the other half of the gold farm, and we're also going to replace all of these slabs with some glass, just so that it looks a bit nicer. And just like that, the gold farm is complete. And I'm also being attacked from all sides by pigmen. But you can see through the glass, it makes our storage system look a lot cooler, as we can see it from up here. So I'm definitely glad I decided to replace this with glass. And also you can see I've done all the platforms around the outside with magma blocks, which is perfect. You may have also noticed I made a little smiley face on the top, which you can kind of see from the underside here. But if you just go back to the time lapse, you'll be able to see that I did a little face on the top, which we'll be able to see in more detail once we've got ourselves a light chair. You may also notice that we've actually got 960 levels now, which is getting close to our 1000 level goal. And the reason I've got that is just because I've been AFKing over here loads, and that's one of the reasons why I upgraded the farm, was so that I could get to those 1000 levels quicker. Now yes, I did die whilst building the gold farm and got reset all the way back to 0, but don't worry, plenty of AFKing have got me back up to those 960 levels. Now funnily enough, dying wasn't the only thing that happened to me during building this gold farm. We also got ambushed by a cow who died on the way over to our base, so we had to go and rescue his stuff, and then whilst we were collecting his stuff, he stabbed me with the DARROT. Cow, you just stabbed me with the DARROT, and if I'm correct in thinking, that means you get to challenge me to a truth or dare.
Yes.
Interesting, so I think I'm going to pick dare.
Okay, easy or hard? 1 point or 3 points?
That's difficult. Originally I was going to go easy and sort of work my way up, but now I'm thinking that you only got one shot at this, right?
Once you select your choice, it's locked in. And if you fail, you get -1.
Ooh, well in that case, I think I'm going to risk it and go for hard.
Ooh, a hard dare. Okay. Okay, so I discussed this with some friends earlier, like literally right before this VC, and so I've made the decision. I dare you to get up to 300 ancient debris mined, and it has to be legit. You can't just keep placing it and breaking it over and over.
Is that on top of what I've already got, or is that including what I've already mined?
In total.
Oh, so I've got to mine what, 160 more?
Actually, you know what? Nope, make it 400. Why not?
Hey, wait a minute, that's not fair. No tasty backsies, no tasty backsies. It's not allowed.
I never made any rules about what I could do.
Well, yeah, I guess you're correct. I better get mining then. How long have I got?
Yeah, you got a week.
So 400 netherite in just a week. That's going to be quite a challenge. And actually, our week is already almost up. I think it was Monday where we spoke to Cal originally, and now we're sitting at a nice, pleasant Friday. So yeah, we've only got the weekend really left to mine netherite. But that's all good because tomorrow we've got a stream day, and I think what I'm going to do is sit down in the stream for my slot, and I'm going to stream for, is it 1 hour and a half of mining netherite, and then I'm going to continue after that until it's all done. So up on the screen now you should see all of the times for all the various OmathaCraft members and when they'll be streaming. So make sure to tune in then and check me out in my slot. So that should hopefully be the netherite sorted, but mining the netherite's still going to be a challenge. And so I've got 2 ways that I'm going to focus on doing this. The first one is just going to be brute forcing it with pickaxes, which is why down here I've gathered up a bunch of pickaxes and some spare armor, just in case I die, in this chest here. Pretty impressive. So I've used all of my existing netherite just on a little bit of armor, on some more pickaxes, and on a couple of spare weapons. And then I've got all these fully enchanted. So I've got a blast protection body and blast protection pants, in case I want to use any TNT. But I've also got all these amazing pickaxes which we can just mine through for hours and hours on end. So yeah, that's one of the methods, just mining with pickaxes, and the second method is mining with TNT. So for that we need to get our hands firstly on some TNT, and secondly on some shulker boxes to put the TNT in. And yes, that's right, behind me you can see these shulker boxes. I've actually already traded with Rover, so I'll roll that clip now.
Vortex, hello.
Hello Rover, hello. So you're going to help me out.
I am, and it is actually me because I am wearing Vapor's head because I might be marginally, partially supporting him for running for president of OmathaCraft, but that's by the by. We decided to make a bit of a deal. You are going a bit mad and mining a lot of ancient debris. It's up in tab at the moment, and what, you're on 143 at the moment? Did I hear somewhere that you're going for 400?
Yeah, I've been challenged as part of the Truth or DARROT game. I don't know if you've heard about that. Are you part of it? I'm not even sure who's part of it.
Oh, yeah. I am part of that. I didn't actually know it started. That's quite cool.
I think I'm the first person to have been dead.
That's impressive, yeah. So you've been... So how many is that? Oh, sorry, I punched you. Luckily, you're in full netherite. You got no knockback there. So that's 100 netherite ingots.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm going to be giving away most of it to you and Pyro by the sounds of things, but...
So yeah, no, I have a bit of a delivery for you. I cast a bit of a deal. 5 shulker boxes for a netherite ingot. So there are 20 shulker boxes, which I know you've been desperately wanting because obviously so useful. You're only one just in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hopefully they're useful, and I know I don't know when your video is coming out, but obviously we've got a stream day coming out, which is quite exciting, and I guess I think you said you'll have it by around that sort of time.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start on the stream day. I'm gonna start mining netherite, and I'm gonna go on for basically until I've got the whole lot. I'm gonna see how long it takes me.
That's brilliant. I like it, and I wish you the best of luck because I mean netherite mining. I did 60, and I thought that took forever. 400. I mean, rather you than me.
So that's one of the items sorted. We now have shulker boxes ticked off our list, but we still don't have any TNT, and that's where Pyro comes in. You may have noticed me mentioning in the clip that I'm going to be poor due to giving away all my netherite to Rover and Pyro, and that's because Pyro is providing me with some TNT for once again some more netherite. So I've got to hope I don't die on this netherite mining session and lose it all, because otherwise I'm going to be seriously in debt. But yeah, we're going to meet up with Pyro later on, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that in this episode because I want to get it out today so that, you know, advertisement for the stream day and stuff, which is tomorrow. So once again, be sure to tune in for that. So yeah, we are going to have TNT, we've got shulker boxes, and that means we're basically all set to mine for netherite. But there's one more thing. This is a completely unrelated thing, but it's something I thought I'd inform you all of because it's been going on the server, and I've received a few maps through my, well, I was going to say through my door, but I don't exactly have a door. I guess I've had some few visitors to my base to give me a couple of maps, and the first one of these is this. This is a presidential campaign poster for Cow. Vote Cow 2020 for the OmathaCraft president. So you may have seen that Rover was wearing Vapor's head when he came over to my base to do that trade, and that's because he's supporting Vapor for the presidential campaign. So yeah, we've got this first poster, which is a presidential poster for Cow, but we also then received this one from Rover, which is another one. But it's the same poster, yeah. They vandalised Cow's poster and swapped it out for Vapor's head, which is very interesting. I'm not sure I want to vote for a vandal, you know? We'll see, we'll see. But anyway, this vote's going to be happening, I think, at the end of October, which is interesting. So yeah, hopefully I'll keep up to date with that. But if you do want a little bit more information on all the candidates, I'll leave you a link down in the description to Rover's video where he interviews them all. So yeah, be sure to check that out because I'm not really super up to date with all of their policies and stuff. And with all that out of the way, I think I'm going to go back to AFKing at my gold farm because we're very close to the 1,000 levels now. We're up to 969 and I want to try and get all the way to 1,000 before the live stream tomorrow. So once again, shameless self-promo, check out the live stream. It will be tomorrow at twitch.tv/vortexwarp. Hope you enjoy that. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.